This March, we're turning up the volume on the women who changed everything. KBLA Talk 1580 is proud to celebrate Women's History Month, honoring the trailblazers, truth tellers, and game changers who shaped our world, our culture, and our community. From the freedom fighters to the firsts, from the boardroom to the front lines, from the unsung to the unforgettable. All month long, we're celebrating the stories, the voices, and the conversations that remind us that women, Black women, have always led the way. Don't miss a moment. This is our moment. This is our story. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580, Los Angeles' home for the conversations that matter.
I'm your girl, you're my girl, we're your girls. Won't you know that we love you?
That's what I am. Make no mistake about it. 'Cause the little things certainly mean so much to me. Maybe I should tell you that I have my faults, and they're all can't you see? I'm only human. Don't ask me for too much, too fast. I'm only human.
Welcome in. Happy Monday evening. It's Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And this is the show where we hit all the trending topics and headlines. And tonight, we've got one of those nights where the headlines came in loud, messy, and a little unhinged. Before we get into tonight's topics, happy birthday to the legend, one Jeffrey Osborne. Come on, LTD. Come on, Jeffrey. 80s hits. All right, with the Pisces magic. All right, tonight we're talking gunfire at Rihanna's house. Dwight Howard's marriage going from social media smoke to the courthouse immediately. Treach is going into full protective father mode on the internet behind his daughter, Egypt. He and Peppa's daughter. We'll get into that. And a legacy conversation around D'Wayne Wiggins of Toni that's now turning into a family fight. So let's get into it because, you know, I'm your backstage pass to the culture. But before we do, we got to start the night off with a couple of conversation starters. First up, in addition to Jeffrey Osborne's birthday, happy birthday, happy 55th birthday to C Murder. You know, Monica's forever boo, even though she's married. Big ups to that. And today, March 9th, we also remember the late Notorious B.I.G. Today marks 29 years since his passing. His impact and legacy continues to live on years later. And, you know, may his memory live long. And may we never forget, even though it seems like we have, the drama that ultimately led to his and Tupac's early demise. All right. In addition, I know this is a hard pivot, but rock with me because it's kind of not. We talked recently about Essence Fest and them not having a lineup as of yet. Well, Variety has reported that the lineup has been unleashed. It is Cardi B, Patti LaBelle, Brandy, and Monica as a unit. They are the headliners for the Essence Fest taking place July 3rd through 5th at New Orleans Caesar Superdome. In addition to them, Lotto and Kehlani are also scheduled to perform, and it will be Cardi B's Essence Festival debut. Lotto as well, right? And Patti LaBelle obviously has been there before. She's graced several iterations of the Essence Fest, including the inaugural Essence Fest kickoff in 1995. Now, some are wondering, will this actually go off? Because as we've heard, Essence Ventures allegedly owes the city of New Orleans as well as some vendors from last year's Essence Fest. So we'll see what happens. There is a lineup. Also, I told you last week, maybe the week before, about Magic City Mondays coming to the Atlanta Hawks. Well, Adam Silver has decided that that will not be happening. So much for your wings and merch, right? He has decided to cancel it, saying that it was the best move for the broader NBA community. The event was officially announced originally on February 26th, set to be next Monday, March 16th against the Orlando Magic. Get it? Magic Mondays, all the way around, right? And it drew criticism from some, including Spurs center Luke Cornett, who argued it undermined efforts to maintain a respectful environment in the league. Andy?
I hope everybody from ATL, all my brothers and sisters across the whole professional basketball, leagues or whatnot, y'all better go holler at your boy Cornett for hating on the culture.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I mean, what is that? Sadness. But you could still go to Magic City and get your wings. I wonder if they'll still do the merch, even though the actual event is canceled.
I'm also disappointed in Adam Silver, considering how this man is pretty much player friendly for the most part. You would think that you would acquiesce to what the players want.
What the thing that is interesting to me for a league, and no shade, no tea, right? We all know I love my NBA, but for a league that is advertised and in bed with gambling,
speak on it,
alcohol, and we see what happens when there are issues of domestic violence or things like that. I mean, no shade, no tea, right? This is where you draw the line. And I mean, I guess you have to draw the line somewhere, but I'm just saying. When we come forward, we'll get into more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't tempt me. There's no point to here I am. I'll be damned if it ain't. Come to spread the bud deliverance over harmony grit. It's the no killer death trap. Yes, I'm a jet black ninja. Coming where you rest at surrender. Step inside the ring, use the number one.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Angela was. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $80,000. Felicia was having health problems, got behind on her taxes, interest and penalties were adding up. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257. Get a free consultation and real tax relief. Call 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257.
Hey guys, do you want male performance in the bedroom and do you want it now? Get it in 47 seconds or less. For the first time, you can have instant male enhancement. Introducing Nox 47, the topical male enhancement that works in 47 seconds or less. Satisfaction guaranteed. Finally, after years of scientific research, our proprietary formula will allow you to perform in the bedroom like never before. Just imagine that little blue pill on steroids. No reason to settle and wait when you can get instant performance now. Forget about pills and potions that make you wait hours or up to 30 days to work. That's yesterday's news. Nox 47 is brand new. The hottest thing for men. And you don't need a prescription. Call now and get your free supply for a limited time.
To find out how to get Nox 47 for free, call now. 800-677-1453. That's 800-677-1453. Free bottles for limited time. Call 800-677-1453. That's 800-677-1453.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The midterm elections are upon us. It is voting season once again. Common Cause's motto is fighting for the democracy we deserve. In service of that goal, Common Cause puts its state and national policy expertise, massive network of grassroots supporters, and nonpartisan approach into action to strengthen our democracy against the challenges we face today. They work at every level of government on priorities that impact each of our lives, like defending the right to vote, limiting big money's influence on our elections, holding public officials accountable, and more. Common Cause is a nonpartisan grassroots organization dedicated to upholding the core values of American democracy. They seek to empower all people to make their voices heard in the political process. This election may be the most important one ever. If you'd like to make a donation or volunteer in service to the Constitution, please visit commoncause.org. That's commoncause.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Please don't stop the music. 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 It's getting late.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So, if you're new here and you want to get in on the conversation, 800-920-1580. That's the number that you can dial. Or you can hit us up on social media, KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill everywhere. Or get in with the VIPs. They're already chatting in the YouTube chat. Get the visual to go along with this audio experience. As a matter of fact, there's a comment in there about the Rihanna situation. There's several, actually, but Urban Spinster says, stripper culture in the NBA in a public arena, they have advertisers to consider. And I do agree with that. They absolutely do. But this is the same league that has, stripper culture performers perform at halftime or be involved in the festivities. They use for some of the rap songs that they use. And I'm not talking shade. I like them. I'm glad to hear our culture. We've had many, many years of Bruce Springsteen and such. I'm a Bruce Springsteen fan. I'm just saying. But the reality is they pick and choose where they want to get in bed with salacious culture, so to speak. And again, seeing that it's not as if the strippers were going to be there or that they were going to have poles in the arena. I doubt that they would let T.I. perform with poles in the arena, but I don't know. They might have. I just felt like wings and some merch, and the fact that there was a documentary that discussed Magic City, how it was involved politically with the city and all of these nightlife, obviously, and all these different areas. I didn't think that it was so bad, especially as we reach for viewers and connections in this current era. But not that I wasn't understanding what the controversy was about it. All right, so I wonder what they're going to do with all that merch. They should just sell it anyway, We'll see what happens. All right, let's get into this Rihanna situation because this is crazy. Crazy, 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 okay? So police rushed to Rihanna's Beverly Hills mansion Sunday after gunfire struck the luxury property, right? Authorities say a woman was taken into custody. We now know her name. Her name is, she's 35-year-old Ivana Lizette Ortiz, right? It was reported that she had braids in of some sort. She's being held on attempted murder charges with a bail of $10 million, right? We don't know why she shot at Rihanna's house, right? We do know that she was driving a white Tesla with paper plates when she was arrested shortly after. One of the bullets actually managed to pierce the home of Rihanna, meaning it went through the wall. Rihanna was at home. right? It was an AR-15 style rifle. 10 shots were fired. And of course, the internet is wondering, does this have anything to do with A$AP Rocky? Because he's been involved in some incidents that were involving gunfire violence a little bit. So they're wondering, does it have something to do with him? As of right now, the police have not given a motive of this woman. But the interesting thing is that, the fans are going to find it. So Miss Ortiz does have multiple mugshots online, and she had a strange message that she posted on her Facebook February 23rd to Rihanna. In the post, she claimed that Rihanna had AIDS. She was like, "Bad gal Riri, are you there? Because I'm waiting for your AIDS 5-head self to say something to me directly instead of sneaking around like you talking to me where I'm not at." So that sounds kind of like there might be some mental issues there, perhaps. Not sure. But this is the kind of story that makes you stop mid-scroll, because shooting up someone's house in broad daylight on a Sunday afternoon, that's crazy. I said it before. I feel like this version of fans of stand-up is on another level. It's something, and I lived through the 80s and saw people fainting at Michael Jackson. People are nuts, and it's really, really, really scary to think that something like this can happen, especially when you hear things like Rihanna is very friendly to fans. She's down for her fans. People have talked about, walking past Rihanna's house or things of that nature, because, there's tours where they drive you past celebrity homes and things like that you can go on in Hollywood. And people have talked about Rihanna popping out to speak or being friendly. So she has that kind of vibe. But I have to wonder if she will now move or consider moving after going through something like this. Pretty Brown Mimi in the chat says, "I'm from Florida. The fact that she drove from Orlando to Los Angeles to do this is crazy by itself. According to her social media, she definitely appears to be unstable. Jail for her." Morris Phillips says, "Please don't call this a random shooting." No, it definitely is not random. She definitely targeted Rihanna for whatever reason. Maybe some undiagnosed or diagnosed mental illness. We aren't sure, but I'm glad that Rihanna's safe. I don't know what type of additional precautions you can take at your home, because, again, she was across the street. It's not like she crossed the property barrier. Even if there are guards out front, what could they have done to prevent something like this from happening? Nothing. Right? So you just have to, be careful. This is celebrity meets obsession and access. People talk about fame like it's all glam and couture, billion-dollar beauty lines. But stories like this remind you that celebrity comes with real danger at times. And when it's a target like Rihanna, people are instantly going to think about stan culture, conspiracy, internet detective mode, and what's the motive? Of course, what is the motive? Now, I get it. People are crazy and they just do things. But of course, the fans are wondering if A$AP has some type of connection. Right. But regardless of the fact, a woman and her children were inside of her home when bullets hit the property. And this parasocial behavior has become normalized online, and everybody in creating their community wants a Barb's, a Navy, a Swifty, or whatever they're called. But some of these people are formulating these relationships in place of family and diagnosis. And so I know it's never the celebrity's fault, but this stuff is crazy. People act like posting at celebrities, tagging them, spiraling in comments, building personal delusions is just weird internet behavior until it turns into police tape. So, all right, listen. And in more social media is weird news, right? Because this is interesting and sad and strange all along, right? Dwight Howard's romantic relationships have been at the forefront. I'd say, basketball conversation with Dwight, then his relationship junk is right there. No matter which way you look at it. When Royce first started on Basketball Wives, Royce Reed, his oldest son Braylon's mother, back in 2011. We've always talked about the things when Dwight was first drafted in 2004. One of the big conversations was about him being a virgin at the time and wanting to save it for marriage. And we have come a long, long way from that point as far as narrative and storyline, right? So Dwight Howard's wife, Amy, whom they married in January of 2025, Amy announced in July of 2025 that she was seeking a divorce, but they reconciled. But now she came out with a video over the weekend. Her real name is Amber, but she's known online as Amy Luciani. She also was on Love and Hip Hop. She posted an Instagram video making shocking claims about Dwight, that he was putting his children, she says our children, they are her stepchildren. We know that the daughter that she is discussing in the video that she says was taken by CPS, Dwight has custody of this child because her mother passed away. So, there's that. So in the video, she alleged that this child was taken away in protective services. She doesn't say why, but she goes into a discussion of how Dwight coached his son, David, to lie, I guess, to the police. First, she said Dwight asked her to create an alibi of some sort. She refused. So he went to the son to blame something on Amy. If I had to guess, it sounds like she is alluding to Dwight wanted her to claim that the drugs were hers that she showcased. I'm not sure, but I'm going to let you hear what she has to say, and then we'll continue on down this rabbit hole.
To know me, I am so prideful and so private. It hurt me so bad to have to even protect myself in this type of way. But my marriage has landed me in a very dangerous position. My stepdaughter was just taken by CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it with my husband, even though I was scared for my own self. Whatever he wanted me to say, whatever it was, I'm thinking this is my husband. I had everybody around me saying, even after I tried to divorce him the first time, everybody around me says, you can't leave your husband this soon. You said through sickness, through health, you said through good or bad. That's why I came back, but this is going way too far. But it's not even about me, it's about the kids. The stuff that I have to go through with the kids, I have to be witnesses to. I'm in the police at the house. They ask me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before. I'm in love with my husband. I don't want him to get in trouble, so of course I'll be his alibi, but this is going way too far. And now I'm getting mixed all in this. I've been with this man for 14 months. I cannot ruin my entire life for something that this person is doing. I just cannot do it. I tried to get so much help. I asked for counseling in our marriage. We went through 2 different counselors. When I say I love my husband, I don't want to leave my husband, but the positions he keeps putting me in, and it's all over nothing. I keep telling people he needs some help, y'all. I live with him. This is not him. This is not Dwight. This is trauma. This is everything he's been through, but just not the kids. I have to advocate for the kids. And I can't go down for what he's doing. So they took our daughter. And I'm just sitting there like, do I speak up? Do I be quiet? What do I do? But I caught this man. I caught this man forcing our 12-year-old son to cover for him, his son, to cover for him. He had him lying. I recorded it. He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. And it's this. I try to tell everybody he needs some help. And ain't nobody would have listened because he got the money. I kept saying, whatever, y'all don't understand. I live with him. He needs some help. And this is it. This is what I'm losing my marriage to. This right here. I told everybody, y'all gotta help him.
So listen, she goes on like that for a little bit more, not much. When we come forward, we're going to discuss some of the back and forth, some of the things that have happened. We're going to hear what Royce Reed has to say, his oldest child's mother, and the wrinkle that she has brought up and what Dwight has done since all of this came out. We'll get into that when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
People put his name on the wall, and everywhere I go, I got Mr. Magic there. Because I know that boy don't care. He'll have that red stuff pouring out your hair. Clear any given time, clear anywhere. Make them bleed is the motto that I live by. If you mess with me, it's a must. You die. Them haters might run, but them haters can't hide. It's like shooting.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Morgan Wood with BIN News Now. A Muslim parent is suing Texas for excluding Islamic schools from the state's new school choice program.
We found some of those providers were linked to both foreign adversaries and were hosting events for terrorist organizations.
That's Comptroller Kelly Hancock, who recently spoke about the issue in San Antonio. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has designated both CARE and the Muslim Brotherhood as foreign terrorist organizations. President Trump says the U.S. military is making huge progress towards its objectives in Iran. Speaking from Doral, Florida on Monday, Trump said the U.S. is ahead of its Iran timeline by a lot. And Kanye West is set to perform in the U.S. Ye's homecoming will take place on April 3rd at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
La Crescenta. It's a stall on the westbound side of the 210 freeway. This one is out Pennsylvania Avenue. You've got the second lane from the left blocked. Delays backing up from Foothill ahead at Lowell. It's a crash in the two right lanes, adding to that slow drive. And then beyond, out to Sylmar, 210 westbound at Maclay. A crash in two middle lanes, and that sends you on the brakes from Osborne Street. Also tough in Vasquez Rocks. Car fire, 14 northbound before Escondido Canyon Road. Off to the shoulder, I think that right lane might be affected, and we're seeing a slow drive away from Soledad Canyon Road.
Head to Waba Grill weekdays after 3 p.m. for their $5 happy hour and try their new Chili Crisp dumplings. Bold, crunchy, and toss in a fiery crisp paired with a premium Waba beverage drink like their authentic Thai tea. Get both for just $5 only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers win over New York Sunday, moved them into a tie for 5th place with Denver in the Western Conference. The Lakers have 18 games remaining in the regular season to stay among the top 6. Teams finishing 7 through 10 have to go through the play-in round to make the playoffs. Next game for the Lakers is Tuesday night at home against Minnesota. Since moving to the Big Ten Conference 2 years ago, the UCLA women's basketball team is 34-2. UCLA has won 24 straight games against Big Ten opponents. They haven't lost a conference game since USC beat them on March 1st, 2025. UCLA, the number 2 team in the country, is 31-1. After beating Iowa Sunday to win the Big Ten tournament, the Bruins are assured of getting one of the 4 number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament. The brackets will be announced next Sunday. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
All the women who independent, throw your hands up at me.
This March, we're turning up the volume on the women who changed everything. KBLA Talk 1580 is proud to celebrate Women's History Month, honoring the trailblazers, truth tellers, and game changers who shaped our world, our culture, and our community. From the freedom fighters to the firsts, from the boardroom to the front lines, from the unsung to the unforgettable. All month long, we're celebrating the stories, the voices, and the conversations that remind us that women, Black women, have always led the way. Don't miss a moment. This is our moment. This is our story. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580, Los Angeles' home for the conversations that matter.
I'm your girl, you're my girl, we your girls. Won't you know that we love you?
Hey LA, spring into savings with a special offer from LADWP. Now through March 31st, get a Flume device for free. What's a Flume? It's an easy-to-install home water monitor and leak detector that helps you catch leaks early and track water use. Don't wait. Order your free Flume before March 31st at ladwp.com/FLUME. That's ladwp.com/FLUME.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The BLM Center for Black Power is a hub for Black activism in the city of Los Angeles, a standalone nonprofit affiliated with Black Lives Matter LA. The venue is home to live events, meetings, and organizing drives for Black-led community-based organizations. It is also the base of operations for Black Lives Matter LA. Built on what used to be a nuisance property owned by an arms dealer, the BLM Center for Black Power is in the heart of Leimert Park and has opened its doors to everything from youth organizers to toy drives to film screenings and community town hall meetings. To make a donation or make a request, please visit blmla.org. That's blmla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, Dirty, what? Look at that girl right there. She make me say, oh, yeah, what you I like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair, down your hair. I like the way you do that right there, right there. Lick your lips when you're talking, that make me stir, make me stir. I like the way you look in them pants, yeah, you're fine. Lil' mama a quarter piece, she far from a dime. The type of girl that'll get you up and go make you grind. I'm thinking about snatching her up dirty, making her mine. Look at her hips, look at her legs, ain't she stacked? I sure wouldn't mind hitting that from the back. I like it when I touch her cause she moan a little bit. She ain't sagging so I can see a thong a little bit. I know you grown a little bit. 20 years old, you legal. Don't trip off my people, just hop in the Regal.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. A whole bunch of Pisces in the building. Happy birthday to Chingy. Y'all know you was getting your chicken head on then and right now. Pop it.
It's so sad what old girl did to his career.
Oh, yeah, she really did. Like, at that time, he was just being nice to a fan, just trying to take pictures with a fan who wanted to take pictures with him. We're talking about Chingy and what happened to his career. Shout out to Royal Jenkins. He said it's Bow Wow's birthday, too. Happy birthday, Shad Moss. Big ups. And they had a big hit together, didn't they? No, that was Jason Weaver on One Call Away with them and
Tyrese.
It was Tyrese and Bow Wow or Tyrese and Chingy?
It was Tyrese and Chingy.
Okay.
Hold on. Excuse me. Hold on.
It's Jason Weaver.
It was all of them on the track together?
Huh?
Was it Chingy, Tyrese, and Jason Weaver on the track together?
On which one?
Calling Me Back.
No, that was just
One Call Away.
One Call Away is Jason Weaver. Calling Me Back is Tyrese.
There we go.
Okay. Our hip hop history right here. Yeah. And so basically Sydney Starr is an individual who claims she had a relationship with Chingy at the time. She's a trans woman. And that was not cool at that point in time. And basically it was a lie and it ruined his career. But yeah. So speaking of, I guess, situations that are career altering, we were talking Dwight Howard and what is happening with him. So following his wife Amy's social media confession, what does she want us to do? Help get him help? I don't know. Royce Reed, who is the mother of his oldest son, Braylon, she came out. Now, Dwight and Royce had a contentious relationship from go. Royce is a former Orlando Magic and Miami Heat cheerleader. She was dealing with Dwight again when he was on that I'm a Christian Virgin crusade, and he was very concerned with upholding his image. Royce ended up pregnant. She went on to Basketball Wives. He tried to badmouth her. There was lots of suits and lawsuits. Fast forward, there were accusations of improper exposure to their child to certain situations. Their son was placed in an uncomfortable situation with some accusations levied against him. But Royce has been saying the whole time, Dwight is the problem, Dwight is evil. And people mostly did not take her seriously. They said that she was just trying to get money, you know, expose him. She was bitter because he didn't marry her, blah, blah, blah. Well, Royce came out after Amy released this video. And, of course, she was like, you should have listened. Here's Royce's words.
Until you do right by me, it's always been about the kids. It's always been about the kids. Now you want to speak? I'm still blocked up, so I can't see what you're saying. But now you want to speak because he brought you into it? Girl! It's everybody else's fault? Wow! So you just don't think any of us fell for the antics either, right? None of us fell for the narcissism. Are you crazy, Amy? Amber? What is it? Like, are you serious right now? You call me crazy, right? You said I was jealous. You said I wanted him when it's always been about the damn kids. And now you want to sit here and cry and sit here and be like, it's because of what everybody else did to him. No, it's because of what he does to people.
So
I was just first. I was collateral damage. Let's call Royce crazy. And people will believe it because I'm baby Jesus. Girl, shut up.
So Royce is seemingly on her, aha, I told you so. You tried to make me out to be the problem. You tried to disparage me. And now look at you in the same place I was begging other people for help. Well, it wasn't just Royce that jumped into the fray to dispute what Amy was saying, blaming everyone else. There, meaning Royce and Dwight's son, Braylon. I believe Braylon should be about 17 or 18 years old right now. He's Dwight's oldest son. He had something to add as well.
Oh, man. Hey, dang. But my mama crazy. My side of the family crazy. I'm crazy. My sister crazy. My brother crazy. You feel me? But hey, you know what I'm saying? I hope, you getting the help you need, but I told y'all, man. My mama did too, especially. But it gets to a point you gotta learn to deal with certain things as you get older, bro. But hey, man, that's something right there I will never do. But you got it, bro. I've been known.
So that's it. Dwight popped out at a Laker game last night, waving at fans, looking unbothered. And then today, he filed for divorce, saying that the relationship is irretrievably broken with no chance of reconciliation. He also requested exclusive use of his Georgia mansion, i.e., he's putting her out. And we'll see how this turns out. We know that Dwight can be very litigious against the women that he dealt with. We know that he had an explosive relationship with a woman named Christine Howard. She was not married to him, but I believe that was her original last name. She also was a basketball player. He had a lot of controversy when he was dating and engaged to Tia Cooper, who was a rookie with the Sparks. Dwight may be the problem. He might be. There were some lawsuits that came out, other accusations of abuse outside of Royce. What I do hope, even though Braylon has taken to social media himself, he has been the subject to some conversation and some attacks as well. I do hope that they take this internally and whatever help they need, they get. Andy?
Is Dwight Howard a PK?
Yes, he is.
That's the reason why.
Yes, he is. And Dwight obviously has some, interesting, he hasn't come out and said, he says it's nobody's business. He might be bisexual. He's been accused of, relationships and things. So there's a lot there that he could be hiding from his true self for that maybe causes him to act as such.
I just think we really need to take a deep dive into the lives of PKs and those who profess Christianity so strong, especially at an early age, because you hear stories like this all the time when they become adults and stuff like that. It just sounds like something that was suppressed for so long, but they didn't act out because in God's name, I'm gonna go to hell. I just think he's a victim of one of them type of situations.
It does seem to be the case. When we come forward, we're going to get into more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Like fat laces and dookie, Roseanne, I keep on smoking. Young but I'm ready, so that means I'm stroking. If you pet me nowadays, girl, a dog is poking. Addicted to it, JD, say I got it bad. 18, nigga, making more than your dad. See, they think they doing it, but I'ma outdo them. If you know somebody like that, pull up and say to them. You ain't ride, you ain't ride, you ain't bumping like I'm bumping. You ain't saying nothing, homie, you ain't fresh as I'm in.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
He's the son of a school teacher and Navy veteran who built a company worth billions and walked away from it. Tom Steyer, pledging to give away half of everything he earned to charity and fight for Californians. So when out-of-state corporations weren't paying their fair share of taxes, Tom Steyer led the fight for Prop 39 and won, earning California billions of dollars for our schools. Tom took on Big Oil to stop them polluting our air and water and smash them. Tom fought for free school lunches so no child goes hungry. Tom Steyer, strong enough to take on the special interests crushing us with the cost of living. As governor, Tom will stop Wall Street from buying up middle-class homes, lower utility rates by 25%, and ban corporate PAC money from our politics. Other politicians talk. Tom Steyer gets it done. Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
They call it progress, but progress has a price. Land once held in black hands, taken, stolen, erased. Acres paved into highways, fields burned. Homes replaced by parking lots and broken promises. Every deed lost was a dream deferred. We talk about millionaires, but what about the millionaires that never were? The farmers whose soil was seized. The families who watched their inheritance disappear. The wealth that never had a chance to grow because its roots were ripped from the ground. They took the land, but never the legacy, because the soil remembers, and so do we. Every story matters. Our mission is to collect, preserve, and amplify these stories. If this is part of your family's history, visit blacklandlost.org/share your story and help bring us closer to justice.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. 10 Toes In serves as a mentorship and domestic violence prevention program. They support, educate, and empower couples during and after incarceration. They assist male returning citizens to re-enter society successfully and to help them maintain a healthy relationship with their romantic partner. They offer a mentorship support group for formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In teaches its Intimate Relationships 101 curriculum at male prisons throughout the state of California. They host sister support group meetings for women who are intimately involved with incarcerated and formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. To access their services or make a donation, please visit them online at 10toesin.org or find them on Facebook or Instagram. They are healing lives through relationships. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Any girl, let's play house. And you can show me what that's about. Girl, nobody beat the dub like me. Who you know that beat the dub like me? Girl, I'm gonna lay you on your back. Bam, bam, beat it like that. I'ma do it to you. Yeah, do it to you. I'ma do it to you. If you let me, girl, I'll do it to you. I'll do it to you. Girl, I'll do it to you. Do it to you. Eat it, beat it, bang.
I know you had a long day, baby.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. He's a Pisces. I'm a Taurus. Happy birthday, YG. Shout out to him. This is my jam. Shout out to the Dog Pound, too, where they pulled this sample from.
Speaking of the Dog Pound.
Yup.
Corrupt is out the hospital, huh?
I believe so. He is.
That's great news.
We're going to get into a little death row Dog Pound news tomorrow. I got it on deck for tomorrow.
Okay, for sure.
Because, they're calling Uncle Snoopy Suge Jr. So we got to talk about it.
I heard about that. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. Because I haven't even dove deep into what's that all about.
We're going to talk about it. So wrapping up on this Dwight Howard thing, look, the real headline is not just Dwight filed for divorce. Of course, it's the timing, filming within hours of public accusations, which reads either as strategic distancing, final straw energy, or running from the facts. We don't know. But what we do know is this is a good example of how these marriage stories are never really just two people. There's kids, there's exes, there's social media. And being honest, when a woman is crying on social media, most people are going to side with that woman. And I'm not saying that Amy is wrong, but I'm saying when the shoe was on the other foot and it was Royce, you had all the smoke in the world for her and she was crazy and she was a liar, like she said. And sometimes it's not that you can't overcome your past, but a track record is a track record. And sometimes show and prove. You got to give them room to show you that they've really gotten over that hump. I don't know. Just my thoughts. No skin in the game. Andy?
I want to hear more stories of, relationships and marriages that have endured and, are like 20, 25 years in the game. Because, hearing these breakup stories and these divorce stories, man, it doesn't sound like inspiring. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing, though. I think that the reason why people probably aren't as willing to talk about the downsides or staying through that is because people are going to come out and call them new blue fools and dummies. It doesn't mean anything, but sometimes it hurts people's feelings. You know, nobody wants to hear all that scrutiny and whatever about their marriage and relationships. So, you know, they keep the battles private if they are so inclined to. And you know, maybe those that are closer if asked, but I think in this era of social media, people never let you forget. They never let you grow. They never let you move on. You were tied to the moment of your worst mistake. And we are all human. We are all infallible, And that's not to say or to give excuse to, you know, people being unkind or harmful or hurtful. But the reality is players mess up, man. We all are going to do something that is not in line. Granted, maybe not as egregious as some of these, but people are extremely harsh when you play yourself vulnerably into social media. And not everybody wants to invite that energy into their marriage. And I can respect it and I can understand it. Well, next up, legendary rapper Treach of Naughty by Nature, right? He's known for his spicy lyrics, but this time he had some raw words directed at his son-in-law, right? Now, he called his son-in-law a clout chaser after his daughter, Egypt Criss, was knocked out cold during a recent boxing match, right? So here's the deal. Allegedly, her husband was her trainer, right? Egypt has jumped into, we know the celebrity boxing thing is kind of big right now. We've seen Krishan Rock jump into it. We know that a lot of people are very interested in a legitimate fighter, Clarissa Shields, right? And her out of the ring antics, I should say. But women's boxing is on the uptick, right? Well, the woman that Egypt was fighting, a woman named Cecily Tyson, she was a former MMA athlete or something like that. She had prior training. So there are questions as far as skill level if Egypt should have even stepped into the ring. If you go look at video of this, the knockout was crazy. Like, we aren't talking a little bink, bink, bink. It was boop, bam, flat out, right? Embarrassing, but not, because you're boxing and that happens in boxing. So you can't be embarrassed by it. That's part of the sport. Much respect. She got up. She kept going. But apparently her father, Treach, he went to Instagram Live and a social media post, and he was basically saying that this straight clout chaser put my daughter in the ring for likes and views. That's your wife, my daughter. You let her get knocked out for the gram? That's foul. Treach is obviously known for being fiercely protective of his children. He also implied that the son-in-law was prioritizing viral moments instead of Egypt's physical safety. He called the situation disrespectful to the family, suggesting that the decision for her to enter the ring was driven by a desire for internet fame rather than a genuine pursuit of the sport, right? They were on Growing Up Hip Hop, I believe, for a time period. And a lot of fans said then that he seemed to be clout chasey and giving her wrong advice and steering her in the wrong direction. But then it was just financial stuff. Now it involves her physical being. He has since responded basically saying that Treach got his nerve. Why is he popping out now? Blase blah. You got to protect your kids at all costs, even if they're adults. I hope that she recovers safely. I hope if she is serious about boxing, she gets a real trainer and a real manager. The husband said that he is not currently her manager, but we'll have to see. Sad, sad thing, right? Taking it public. These events live off spectacle. The pitch is usually fun, crossover entertainment, a little athletic crossplay, a little personal redemption, but the costs are real. So prayers up to her. We'll see what happens with Krishan when she does hers. Andy?
I'm just curious to know if she won, if we would be hearing from Treach. And I'm just curious to know, like, when you look at Treach and you kind of see, like, his brand, seems very tough. If that kind of took a shot to his image, and that's the reason why he's speaking out.
Maybe. I believe it could be. Listen, we didn't have time to talk about D'Wayne Wiggins' estate. We will roll that to tomorrow and get into those details. Thank you for locking in, getting your trending topics and headlines. Of course, it's just facts, context, and culture going on over here. Coming up next is the voice of reason, Zoe Williams. I'm back at it tomorrow, 6 p.m. I'll see ya.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Morgan Wood with BIN News Now. The Obama Presidential Center is set to open this summer on Chicago's South Side, and former President Barack Obama made the announcement.